Okay, so we've been able to talk about the invoices, both the local invoice and the foreign invoices. At that point, whereby when we did the foreign invoice, we were expecting a mail, but later I think I saw the mail coming. So this was the mail we were expecting. Yeah, so this is the mail, you can see it. Now this mail also, if you check here, this was what I was saying, that I hope that it doesn't get delivered, so it's bounced back. So because I am very sure this does not exist. Okay, no, it's not even this one. That other one did not come back, but this one is for the foreign currency. So let's go into the aspect of receipts. I think receipts should be the next thing. Okay, creating a receipt to a customer on an invoice. So let's assume some of these invoices that have been raised, there is a receipt that should be generated on them. So after you send an invoice, your customer has to pay you the outstanding balance in the invoice. They can pay you immediately or a later date, depending on the terms of payment that both of you have agreed on. So now, like I told you, Zoho supports both online and offline payment method. Online means it uses a payment gateway that must have been set up, or offline is maybe the customer based on what's it called, the bank details that you have entered. The customer then sends you your bank sends the money to you, then contact you to say, oh, they have actually sent it. So that's offline. So like now, you need to configure a payment gateway to receive online payment from your customer. Once you have, so that's for that. They can also make payment through the client portal. So offline, if you receive offline payment from your customer for the invoices that you have raised for them, you can record the payments again. So you can record your payment against your invoice. Any payment that you receive, such as cash payment, bank transfer, other through payment gateway that are integrated with Zoho, are referred to as offline payment. To receive this is a professional tip. To receive bank transfer from your customers, you can add your bank account details to your invoice template. You can see. So you can also do this. So like now, add bank information. Add bank information under the payment tab in your unpaid invoice details page. So this is what the system is saying. I hope this is available for. So if you come here and maybe just open one of the invoices. It's not on this. Anyway, just let's go with time. We'll look at that. Let's go to the aspect. There are so many places where you can do that anyway. So now what we have been doing so far has just been invoicing. Have you been able to see the aspect whereby you want to check the statement, your customer statement, to actually know if these things were done? Look at let's check one of these. Let's check this foreign customer. Now this foreign customer, I check your statement. So this is what a statement looks like. So it shows you the statement of the customer in dollar. So it will list out, if you have so many unpaid invoice or transaction, it's going to list out for you here. So all I did was to go to customers, I clicked on the customer, then I came to statement. So now look at these mails. This mail will show you mails that have been exchanged between both of you. So you can see So this system will tell you all the transactions that were done on the system. If this is it, so is this not wonderful? Then gives you an insight of the customer's performance. Shows you that. Then okay, now if I decide that okay, I want to make payment, let's assume Ben, I need to make payments to Ben. I want to record his whatever. Now I can do this reading. This is from my customer. I can come in customer payment, but I'm not going to do it through here. Let's go back to the invoice. Let's go back to the invoice. Now on this invoice, let's first check. I want you to check the customer statement of this person, which is Ben. Check his customer statement. Look at his customer statement. This is his payment. Without, now look at this also. Look at this. The statement says that this is an opening balance. Why is it recording this? Why is it recording this? It depends on the date range that was chosen. By default, the system is choosing a whole month. So this is it. The transaction that we did was before this date, December. This transaction we did wasn't within December, so that is why you are seeing it as opening balance. So if you want the system to show you the full details, all you just need to do is just to change this. You understand? Just change this to maybe quarter or year. This year, let me use this year, or use custom. Let me just use this year so that it brings up for everything. So look at this now. You can see. You can see opening balance means the balance that is actually coming from a previous transaction or from a previous date. The system has said from January 1st till date that it should pull the report. The system will pull the report, but you don't expect it to throw away the transactions that were previous. So what it will do is that it will sum them up into what we call opening balance, so that the opening balance now begins from the date range you have chosen. So the same thing too would have happened here if you had transaction that happened in 2020. So you will see this opening balance having a figure, but in this situation there is nothing like that. So if I change this is year, I change it to months. If I say month, this month, so scrolling down here, you can see there is no other transaction there, but it has taken these transactions to be opening balance. Please don't let this also confuse you, because I've noticed this with clients. They will say, this particular transaction, I don't know how it got there. It's showing opening balance. What is the meaning of opening balance? I did not capture any transaction relating to opening balance. So that is what I'm explaining to you now. So by the time you change the date, it's going to pull out for everything. So you can also use custom dates. So here you can see custom date, which allows you to choose beginning from what period to what period. So let's just move on. So I choose this. Now I have this now, which is 124,700, 127,700, 124,700. So this is what is due for payment, and is due on 20th October, which has been due. You understand? So what do I do at this point? I can send a mail as a reminder. We'll come back to that later. I can send a mail as a reminder to the customers and say, oh, please make payment. It's been a great experience working with you. Attached to this mail is a list of transactions for the period. If you have any questions, so you can actually use this to follow up with payment. You understand? So let's assume I'm not doing this. Now I come down to my invoices. Let's go to my invoices. Now this is the customer. This is the customer we are looking at. Now this person wants to make payment. You understand? So I want to receive payment on this, or even if he's not making payment, I want to send a reminder. I can send a reminder, send now. You can send a reminder that, oh, I'm expecting your payment. You might have missed the payment date and the invoice is now due. is now overdue by 68 days, the system will calculate it for you to send to your customer. You can see. So all this can also be edited. So these are the things you should take advantage of on the system. You can also share. In case you want to share, then you can. Now if you want to make a payment, you can use this or record a payment. See this, record a payment, or use this offline payment, or use this payment. So if I say offline payment, it's going to bring something like this for me. The same thing, if I do like this, leave this page and say record a payment. So you can actually write off. For instance, if you want to write off a payment, you know what that means. It means you're not collecting any money from the person. So I'm recording a payment. So this is it. For this particular payment, for this particular customer, how much am I receiving? The system, I want you to know that the system will automatically bring the amount on that particular invoice, just because you have chosen that invoice. You understand? So this is how to record a payment on an invoice. So you just go into, so the system will ask you how much. So there's no bank charges, all this is not available. All I just need to do, which is the payment date, the reference. If I have any attached, then I'll say okay. But let me assume that no, I'm not doing this. I want to use this payment receipt. Now if I click on payment receipt, the payment receipt that I have here is the same thing. All I just want, this one will allow you to do, both of them will actually allow you to take money in advance. So you can actually receive money in advance. Maybe the customer has not paid you, you have not delivered the product, or part of your policy is that, oh, you have to make a certain commitment before we make payment, before we can deliver to you. So you can use this payment receipt. Then I say new payment. I will select the customer. Now look at what the system has done. What has the system done? It has brought out, by choosing this customer, it has brought out what the customer is actually owing. Yeah. So you can see it will list out all the unpaid invoices here also. It will list out all the unpaid invoices. So let's assume I'm paying out of it. I'm not paying everything. Or I have 5 invoices, but I want to pay on each of the invoices. I don't want to pay everything on a particular invoice. So what you just need to do is just to say, oh, okay, how much are you paying? Let's say 60,000. 60,000. What date? I don't know when this person collected. Okay, look at this, September. Okay, let's just say this. Would you like this amount to be reflected in the payment field? Of course, yes. So which is this? You understand? So because I did not tick full payment, I only tick the amount the person is paying. So it automatically brings up it. But if I click on full payment, look at what it will do. Full payment will record the whole amount. Now, what's the payment method? Is it cash or bank transfer? You understand? You pick it, then you can have a reference. If you have a reference, enter it there. You understand? Then you click on save. When you are done, then also the system will automatically send a mail. So this means I'm making a full payment on this particular invoice. I'm making a full payment on this particular invoice. So this is what I've just done. Then I click on save. So which means this has been closed. When you make a full payment on a particular invoice, it means that invoice has been closed. So what do we do now? Now let's go back to the customer statement. I was trying to show you the customer statement the other time, so let's go back there. Now watch the customer statement. You can see that the invoice that was raised and a payment that was also raised, so which means we have zero balance. So if the customer go and check his statement, you will see zero balance, which means not owing anything. But if it is what he paid, made payment on 60,000, it is 60,000 you are going to see here. The difference is what will be on balance due. So you can see this is just plus and minus. There is nothing difficult on this thing. So don't you see this is looking so good if your customers can actually get this at every point in time? So rather than you explaining to them, you bought this, you done this, also this, you collected this on this, also this. No, let the system automate itself. Automate your system and let it send all these things to them, and you don't need to stress yourself on anything. It makes you more productive because you have to focus on other things. So now look at this mail. Also, it will see that the mail that it has exchanged so far. So all transactions that have been done, this is for invoice, this is for customer payment. So you can see an overview here also. So the customer is no longer owing. You understand? So that is this about that. So that is how to raise payments on the system. Let me see if there are still some payments we need to do based on scenarios. And okay, so creating a receipt. Okay, so we'll still come back to this. A simple scenario of a normal receipt. Okay, so let me